What up, everyone? Hello. Oh, what is up, everyone? Hello, welcome along to Cubecast, episode 7, brought to you by speedcubing.co.nz. Hello, everyone in the chat. Who's in the chat today? Clement, StuCube, Not Me Cubes is here as well. We're going to have a look at one of your videos later and talk about how great Clonk is, about how it's everyone's favorite event. And if you don't think so, then your head is probably in need of a check. I think. That's my opinion. Welcome along, everyone. Lovely to have you here. I don't like my chat over here. This is not ideal. I need to do the little pop out chat. There we go. I'll put you over here, y'all. Just hold on tight. I'm just going to shift you. Whoop. There we go. Oops. There it is. Jake Spear. Welcome along. Sarvish. Hello. Who else was around? Parado. What up? Will Cuber was first in the chat. Proud of you. Proud of you. Here's the deal, everyone. We're trying to get, look at the top of my screen here. We're trying to get three subscribers while I'm on air today. That's the goal. That's what I would love to get. If you can help me out with that. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I saw that YouTube World Best 1.5. Was it 1.5, 1.48? Is that what we're saying in the chat there? Curious Nick is here as well. Hello. Welcome along. Lovely to have you here. Right, what are we doing today, everyone? Here's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about, you know I love a Smartcube, right? Again, apparently. I hated them for a minute and now I love them again. I love my Qiyi SC-S Smartcube. I've got nearly 1,000 solves on it now, which is incredible for me. Like, that's so silly. And I got a really low 20 average of 5, which I was very happy about. What was I saying? Smartcubes, yeah, I used to hate them. Now they're cool again, I've decided. And so is Moyu. They've made the V10 AI. I don't know why they're allowed to call them AI. There's no AI involved in these things. Stop that. All right? Stop that, Moyu. And Qiyi, actually. I've seen people listing the Qiyi SC-S as an AI cube. It's like, oh, come on now. What are we? Temu? What are we? AliExpress? Call it what it is. Give it its name. We'll talk about that. And actually, there's something really interesting about that, which is the World... What have they called it? The World Speedcube Union or something like that? Well, the video's called Welcome to the World Cube Union. What the hell is that, is my question. We'll try and answer that. We'll see if we can. After that, we're gonna have a look at Not Me Cubes' clock video. I'm a little bit late on this one. It's like a week and a half old. But that's kind of my brand. It's being just a little bit old and a little bit slow. So we're going to have a look at that and we're going to talk about clock. And we can debate clock in the chat. Because clock, I think it's fair to say, look, it has got a bit silly, right? The clock has got a little bit silly in so much as how fast it's getting now because so much has changed recently. There are advocates to have it removed as an event. I don't think I'm on board with that. There are advocates, I think, for improvements to how it's run. And especially how scramblers are dealt with. So we're going to talk about that. And we'll have a look at that video by Not Me Cubes, and we'll have a look at a post on Cubix's Friends, which relates to this as well, by someone. I can't remember. What's their name? Daniel Partridge. Daniel Partridge talking about Luke Burns' clock event. We're going to have a little look at that. Dive deep into the comments. Not Me Cubes reckon there's more silliness to come with clock. And as well as all that, the main event, everyone, the main event today, we are going to be talking about our man in Sri Lanka, old mate Kalindu, the outcome of the FMC cheating drama. We're going to be taking a really deep dive into that, okay? If you love the idea of me reading a report, then you're in the right place. You're in the right place, friends. Because we're going to deep dive into the report. I'm not going to read every single word of it, but there's two, in my opinion, as someone who is not an FMC expert, there are two absolutely smoking barrels in the report. StuCube. Hashtag free Kalindu. I don't think it's happening, eh? I think he's fairly cooked. He's very well done. He might be overdone when we have a look at the report. Caden Lee's in the chat. Welcome along. John Baxter's here as well. Sarvish making the bold call that people who like clock are gooners. Tough. You're against a tough crowd. I think we got some clock fans in the chat. The free Kalindu hashtag is getting out of control already. I love it. What do we need to do? What do we need to do today before we start? Where's even my cube? Oh dear. What we need to do is thank our amazing sponsors, who is basically me at this point. But you just stay tuned, all right? Just stay tuned, because there's things in the works for sponsors who aren't me for a nice change. Speedcube New Zealand and Australia. Hey, do you live in New Zealand and Australia and love solving cubes? Buy them from me, you big idiot. Not anyone else. Buy them from me. Speedcube.co.nz, the biggest little cube store in the world. If you don't live in New Zealand and Australia, but you like the idea of buying products from me, which, I mean, I can't argue with that. It sounds really good, hey? You can buy shirts at lastlayercubing.com. You can also buy the Cubecast mug at lastlayercubing.com. And don't forget, everyone, when you're at speedcube.co.nz, buy cube sauce, alright? Look, the blue is coming back, everyone. I finally fixed the dye. Whoa, hey! Hey now. So if you've got one of the few hundred clear cube sauces that are out there, those are now limited edition, alright? If you've got the one from before that with the sparkly blue that did not work very well, you've got an even more limited edition, okay? So, I don't know, put them on eBay. Put them on eBay, jack up the price, make some money. Okay, what we need to do first is we need to go to... Oh, heavens, I need to come here. Boomer alert. Right, we need to come here and we need to respond to the firsts, okay? Y'all know that if you first on one of my videos, then I am Kuranir. You know what I am? Proud of you. Proud of you, Kuranir, for getting first on the stream itself, that was. Trish Veer Singh, first on the Leo video. Proud of you. Someone's coming in there. Clock Solver coming in here, claiming that they're third. Disqualified. Disqualified. Bad take. The Astronomical Cuber first on the bonus episode. Did y'all like the bonus? Did anyone watch the bonus episode? Not very many of you did. It kind of bombed pretty hard, but that's okay. I think, honestly, the first thumbnail was really bad. First, proud of you. Billy's bad at cubing. First person to like the video, disqualified. Saws and Joseph Burnett trying to claim a first here. Brackets, definitely real, disqualified. That was a good game, wasn't it? Disqualified. There we go. What other streams are giving you this kind of quality interaction? Not many, hey? Right, what's going on in the chat here? James, Curious Nick, in response to the Free Kalindu movement, Curious Nick has come in with this fire comment here. They freed his comp schedule. Damn, that's cold. Lol, I found it funny that they found hard evidence. This is James. They found hard evidence even though it was already like 99.99999% sure. Yeah, it was still worth doing though. Still worth doing. StuCube saying 19.67 will live on as his 3x3 PR average forever as a protest of his ban. Is this your campaign you're running, Stu? Yeah, Infinity Blaze. Kalindu really frauded the cubing community. Most upsetting for me is it doesn't shine a great light on the Sri Lankan community, you know? Pikachu guy, I'm the first from France, so are you fier de moi? Bien sûr. Bien sûr. Sarvish Ganesh, Kalindu did nothing wrong. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to argue now. Anyway, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Oh, let's look at the polls. Let's look at the polls from last week and see where we got to. We asked the big hitting questions here on Cubecast. We ask the big hard hitting questions in our community here. And last week we asked you to choose between the Weilong V10 AI and the Chipotle Crunch Burrito from Taco Bell. Now, I made a big error in this, right? Because I forgot that in America, where most of my viewers are, there is a brand called Chipotle. We don't have that over here in New Zealand. And I've never, actually, we don't have that in the UK. Well, we didn't have it in the UK when I lived there. So I beg your pardon, I did mislead everyone there. I was trying to say, basically, Weilong V10 AI or Taco Bell, because and the Chipotle Crunch Burrito happens to be my go-to at Taco Bell right now. Anyway, the people have spoken. 77% said they would rather have the Weilong V10 AI than a Chipotle Crunch Burrito combo from Taco Bell. So that was important, and we got that done. Now, we also asked, would you rather have a new Tornado V3 or a big bucket of chicken? 69% said that they would rather have the Tornado V3. First of all, nice. And second of all, I kind of back that. I'm not a big K-Fry man. What are we at? Then we were voting on the videos. Did we do this one? Oh, no, this is new as well. So, would you rather practice square one or eat your broccoli? This was closer, actually. 60% going for the Devil's Cube, and only 40% this time going for eating the broccoli. Also, Moyu winning in the manufacturer grab as well. 565 votes on that. Man, people like real basic polls, don't they? You can only keep one forever. Does this surprise you? Moyu got the big W here with 70%. All the clock haters here, right? Nobody wanted Qiyi. How are we going to do clock without Qiyi, everyone? It's rough. So Avish coming in with the hot takes now. Never get Chipotle. It's not good. Okay. Heard. I'll take that into consideration. Have I ever revealed on the podcast that I was previously loyal to Subway, having served 18 months as a sandwich artist in Scotland? I used to do the really, really late shift on Subway on Forest Road in Edinburgh. If anyone's in Scotland. If John's still in the chat, he'll remember that time. The Forest Road subway. I wonder if it's still there. Anyway. So I used to be loyal to Subway, but actually I've switched. I'm a Taco Bell man now. John Baxter bringing up a very valid point. 28 people watching, only 6 likes. Only 6 likes. Let's get some clicks on there, shall we? What else are we doing? Okay, firsts and review. We've done that. Oh, review of my videos last week. No, let's not do that. My last 3 bombed really hard, and I'd rather not talk about it. That's okay. Oh, SC-S spring update. Yeah, so I released a clip of changing I changed all my springs in the SC-S. Was it traumatic? It wasn't that bad. Was it worth it? Jury's still out. I kind of wrecked my setup because this was really heavily goobered with angstrom. Angstrom, which one? The clear one. Dignitas or Gravitas? I can't remember. Let me know in the chat if you can remember. So I did that, and the jury is still out. I'm only about maybe 50 or 60 solves in with the new springs, and they're okay. They're a bit tighter. Don't forget, you can ask the 8-ball in the chat. Yeah, we have a chat bot. You can talk to it if you want. We have an 8-ball which you can ask questions. To do that, you type exclamation mark and then 8-ball and then ask the question. What shall I ask today? Shall I get Taco Bell? Today's stream brought to you by Taco Bell. You can ask the 8-ball a question. The 8-ball says I shouldn't get Taco Bell. Well, the 8-ball is clearly broken. If you want to find out the rest of the commands, type an exclamation mark and then the word commands, plural. You need the S, and that'll give you a little link. James, Gravitas is the clear heavy one. That's the one I used. So yeah, I got that all over myself when I was doing that. Okay. That's it, I think. Oh, solves. Let's do some solves. That's what I'm here for. Right, grab a cube, everyone. Grab a 3x3. And let's do some solves, eh? I have not warmed. Lukeko, Crunch Wrap is a banger. It's hard to eat while driving. That's my only criticism of the Crunch Wrap Supreme. Because it is a banger. Like, no doubt. I'm not giving you any pushback on that. Caden Lee asked the 8-ball. Caden Lee just straight up disrespecting the poll. Disrespecting the poll results and just going straight round to 8-ball to ask if Moyu's the best brand. But the 8-ball knows what's up. It says, look deep in your heart and you will see the answer. Okay. Yeah, right. I'm quite tired today. I didn't sleep very well, everyone. So if I zone out for a minute, that's exactly what happened there. I basically had a sleep seizure. Right, let's do some solves, hey? Grab a cube and then hit your times in the chat and flex and show off. And we're on R2D2 watch as well today, so if we find R2D2, he'll get a special mention. Am I on the right window? Come on, here we go. I'm not making this mistake again. Yeah, okay, we can deal with this. Nope, that was an error. Unforced error straight off the bat. Oh, come on, brain. Oof, that was painful. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, I did not deserve that skip. I really didn't deserve it. Put your times in the chat. I did not want to start with a 26 today, and that saddens me. Oh no, it's 8-ball trying to kick out Caden Lee. Rough. Soz about it. Okay. Here we go. Cuber making it here live for the first time. Not me, Cubes. I did get a PLL skip, but I did not deserve it. I spent about an hour doing F2L, and it hurt. Will he get a PLL skip next solve? 8-ball says, nah, mate. Rough. Okay. Well, hopefully I can just butcher F2L a little bit less. This is what I'm talking about, though. This is what I'm after. Where are my white cross solvers at? Because this is a bit of a gift. Ah! Gambled and lost on that one. And... Ooh! Let's go. Is that best on stream? That might be best on stream, everyone. Kuranir with an 18. Cube apparently doing FMC. 8-ball sassing me out again. Totally not Lydia with a 19. Messed up the cross. Surely not on white. All right, let's get another one. Let's get it. We're gonna get an average of 5. Oh, so nearly an R2D2. There he is. R2D. R2D prime back to D. R2D2. Didn't see that coming, did you? I've had that there for weeks and I just keep forgetting to work it. R2DB prime. Okay, I can live with this. I can really live with this. This is a gift too. Let's go. Ah, I squandered it. Come on now, come on now, come on now. Massive brain fart. That's devastating. That should have been a sub 20. I really cooked that. I could have counted the 18. No, that's not true. I could have got something really good there, and then it went poorly. Okay, keep going, let it roll. Paradox with a 6.4 Rue. Not me with a 9. Jeffrey Chen with a 9. Oh, welcome back, Jeffrey. I didn't see you sneak in. Right, where are we? Where are we with this one? Okay. Can cope. Can cope with this. There you are. That's a gift. Oh, I'm really not warmed up today. Counting sub 20. Counting sub 20. Best possible average, 20.75. If I can land this, this is stream PB. Whew. No pressure. Don't me with a 10. What's up with the flow? Welcome along from Canada. Paul Sun with a 21. Very nice. Paul Sun. Ooh, Paul Sun solving. Solving color neutral. That's very cool. Very swag. Okay, that was 4. Right, this is the last one. Okay, let's see if I can get this. Can I get this 20 average of 5? Woo! R2D2 with an R. Okay. This is very exciting. And there's a lot of pressure. Caden Lee. Oh, Caden Lee. The 8-ball likes my chances. Okay. Oh, dang it. I mean, I've got to take a 21. I cannot be disappointed with a 21. What was the average of 5? Okay. So a biff to 26 and the 18. I counted a 24. There's your problem. There's your problem. How is it BPA? How was my BPA a 20? I don't get that. Well, that was fun. That was fun, everyone. I hope you had fun and got some good times. I'm really happy with that. To get 2 sub 20s, to count a sub 20. Whoo! Real happy with that. Alrighty. What are we going to do? 9:54 already. James reckons I should learn OLL. Chris Mills reckons I should learn F2L. Because I'm pretty stinky. I'm pretty stinky on F2L. But I'm also stinky at OLL. Which one's objectively optimal, James? Is it objectively optimal to learn full F2L? Which will give me the bigger gains, the bigger return on my time investment? You know? Is it F2L or is it OLL? And keep in mind that my brain is small and smooth. So a smaller algorithm set is probably going to be better for me to try and deal with. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. I'm not going to roll the ads again. I feel like we did ads recently. And also, they're my ads for my stuff. StuCube reckons I should learn full ZBLL and ZBLS. Well, there's a very good chance that would cause me an actual physical injury. Blood would come out my eyes, ears, and nose if I was to try and learn that many algos. Okay, lots of And Cuber agrees with StuCube, so you both want me to suffer actual brain failure. James, F2L is more important, but it's kind of harder to optimize. Okay. Jake Spear, F2L probably better. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm probably just going to practice doing what I'm doing. I'm getting faster just with practicing. And you know why? It's because of this. It's because of the Qiyi SC-S Smartcube. Honestly, people, this is such a good Smartcube. This is not a paid ad by Qiyi, but I love this cube. Like, I love this Smartcube. And I know that Smartcubes aren't perfect, especially for all you like full-on speedsters. Like if you're fully speedy and you're actually competitive, Smartcube doesn't make sense. But for me, a sort of 21, 22 average boomer who doesn't always have time to sit and grind out hours with the timer and stuff, I love the Smartcube. I really do. I never have to take my hands off it. I'm just constantly going with it. It's great. Anyway, sponsor me, Qiyi, and I'll talk about your cube some more. But buy them from speedcube.co.nz. We actually have them in stock right now. They're so cheap. They're so good. If you're not in New Zealand and Australia, no, never mind. If you're in New Zealand or Australia, buy one from speedcube.co.nz. And while you're there, get some cube sauce. Blue is back, baby. Blue is back. And if you're anywhere else in the world and you want to support me, you can buy some stuff from lastlayercubing.com. You can also, if you want to support, you could just drop a super chat. That would be an absolute top amazing champion thing to do. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm trying to get 3 subscribers today. That would also make me super happy. So if you're watching and you haven't pressed like, please go ahead and hit like. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit subscribe. That would be ideal. Right, shall we take a look at this now? The Moyu V10 AI. I'm going to level with you, everyone. I don't technically have permission to watch this video. Is that okay when it's a manufacturer? I'm going to make a poll. I'm going to start a poll. And I'm going to ask the question, is it okay to watch a video by a manufacturer without express permission? Because if it's a creator, I'll always ask for permission. Right? The poll's open now. Is it okay to watch a video by a manufacturer? So by a manufacturer, I mean Moyu, Qiyi, Gan, you know? Is it okay to watch a video by a manufacturer without permission? Because arguably, that's good for them, isn't it? I'm not like stealing views off a manufacturer. Only one person saying no so far. It's pretty overwhelming, yes. Okay, cool. The chat has spoken. Clement voted first. Proud of you. Cuber, who cares about laws? Go for it. So it's not about laws. Like, you're allowed to, under fair use, you are technically allowed to, but you're also supposed to ask permission first. That's kind of part of the process. But hey, I'm going to do it, is the thing. Here we go.
Welcome to the World Cube Union.
Welcome to the World Cube Union. That's the reason that I'm watching this video today, specifically, everyone.
Completely upgraded UI for smoother experience.
We love to hear that.
New competition modes added, combining challenge and
That's
fun.
exciting.
Online racing with global players. Compete
That's
anytime,
also good. We also want that.
Come and
I'm going to pause it at that point, though, before we get into the World Cube Union bit. Is anyone in the chat, has anyone in the chat used the previous version of the Moyu app? I thought, Clement, you gave me the fear there when you said, oh my God, he said it. I was like, oh no, what did I say? Did I say something terrible? No, I said I was proud of you. Phew. Has anyone in the chat used the old Moyu AI? No, it's, don't call it that. The old Moyu Smartcube. I can't remember what it was. It was just, was it just called the Moyu AI? I can't remember what it was based on anyway. But has anyone used that? Because here's the thing, and I think I commented this on the video. I'm excited to see how the app performs, but this looks exciting for sure. How has this video only got 5 comments and 350 views? That's ridiculous. Oh, Curious Nick has used it. Yes, it was crap. I heard that it was very poorly translated. I remember seeing somebody's video. The translation wasn't good, so it wasn't well received by us in the West, if you know what I mean. I don't know how it was used, how effectively it was used in China. But it's got the basics. That's what we've seen so far, haven't we? It's got the basics. It's got practice mode. It's got competition mode. It's got head-to-head mode. I'm interested to see what that means, because there was 2 wee kids sitting beside each other, wasn't there? You know? Where did I see that?
Online racing with
global players. Yeah, cool. That's cool. Oh, no, wait. They're not sitting beside each other. I am not smart, and I forgot. Okay, so yeah, you can do 1v1 races. So Qiyi can do that. Qiyi can do all of this so far. Gan can do all of this so far. It looks, I will say, it looks very like the Gan app right now, doesn't it?
At the World Cube Union. Explore the Cube Academy.
The World Cube Union. What is that? It's not an AI. That's not what it is.
Top students from Tsinghua and Peking University
Oh, look, the top students from Tsinghua and Peking University are playing cubes. That's nice.
are playing cubes.
Not sure why that's relevant, but it's nice, sure.
From online battles to offline competition.
Offline competitions.
From competition cubers to supportive close friends.
I think this is...
Technologies differ. The journey on road is
I can't
wonderful.
tell...
Like the World Cube Union winners together.
World Cube Union Cube. Okay, so what I can't tell, everyone, what I can't tell from this video, and I'm hoping you might have some ideas about what's happening here. The World Cube Union, is that a thing that they're trying to make, or is that just how they're framing this conversation about the benefits of using their Smartcube? That's what I can't tell. The reason I think that it might be a thing, excuse me, based on nothing really, but I wonder, you know, Gan had their online they had their Smartcube competitions recently, hey? And they were quite well produced. They were pretty cool. And I wonder, hey, is this Moyu positioning themselves to do something like that, do you think? Is that what this could be? Or is the World Cube Union just what they're calling their little club of Moyu AI Cube users? That is what I don't know. Interested to see what you reckon about that. My approach to... I'm just going to put my store owner hat on for a second. My approach to this cube, it's probably going to be the same as my approach to the SC-S cube. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try it out first. I mentioned when the SC-S was coming out, before I had one, that I've been burned really badly by the first GAN I carry, and I haven't stocked a Smartcube since until the SC-S. But I love the SC-S because it's cheap and it works really well. Now, the Moyu AI, is it released yet? Is it on pre-release? Hold up, let's go and have a look. Which store shall we check out? Let's check out Speedcube Shop. For no other reason than I like their merch better. Alright, sue me. Weilong AI. Moyu AI 3x3. Is that the old one? Weilong V10 AI. Here we go. Ha! Ha! Oh wait, I'm in New Zealand dollars. Let's go to US dollars. I thought that was US for a minute there. Okay, so using my two-stage metric for whether I will stock this cube. Is it cheap? No, sir. No, it's not. But it's not a battery cube. It's got a little charger. Quite a cool looking charger, TBH. Like, that looks pretty cool. Is that a phone holder on the front of the charger? What's happening there? No, it's... Oh, maybe it is. I think it is, you know. That's kind of cute. It's a phone stand and a holder. Yes, very good. This... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is there information in the propaganda here? This is the arena for the brave and the skilled. Multiplayer speed competitions. Ranked competitions? I wonder if... Okay, yeah. God of War battle. Moyu, can you relax? Can you chill? Whatever setting you've got your translation software on, I need you to tone it down a bit. God of War battle. Watch me rank up. Glory added. 2 honor leaderboards. Only the best can reach the top. Bring your talent and skills and start your path to promotion. Okay, so this just looks like ranking. It's magnematized. It's got the new adjustment system. 30 hours on a charge. Sure. Whoa, 3 versions. Oh, there's a classic non-magnetic version? Gross. Blech. Magnetic version and a magnetic magic clothes version. Of course there is. Moyu. Really? 3 versions of a Smartcube? Why? Just why? Why? That is not a smart thing to do, in my opinion. So, UV coated. How much is the UV coated one then? I beg your pardon? $73 US. I beg your pardon. What's that in real money? Hold on. We're right down the bottom here. LMNOP. What's that in New Zealand dollars? $73 US for the UV coated one. 120 bucks. Sir. That's wild. Hey, look, I only have to spend another $150 for free shipping from the US. Cuber, holy crap, that's expensive. Mate, 120 bucks? What am I charging for the Speedcube? Thank you very much, browser. Can I operate my own website? There it is. No, that's the maglev. The Smartcube is 45 New Zealand dollars, right? I can almost buy 3 of them. Cuber, wait until he sees GAN cubes. No, I have seen GAN. I'm painfully aware. Painfully aware of how much GAN cubes cost. Even wholesale, they're not a great time. But that's crazy, right? That's crazy. They're going to be charging... Where am I? They're going to be charging a lot of money for that. Oof. Well, I would... That's tough. Do you get the regular one or do you get the UV? I mean... Oh, that is a gross amount of money. Actually, no, our man there, Cuber, let's compare that with because the GAN 12i is out now as well, isn't it? Speedcube shop. Oh, the Aurora's out too. How much is that? Just out of interest. Whoo! That's New Zealand dollars. Let's go back to US because most of you are in the US and nobody understands New Zealand dollars. That is really cool. All right, don't get sidetracked, mate. Come on, GAN 12 UI. What GAN? Is it UI? It's called. Here we go. GAN 12 UI free play. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. So what's the power pod charger? That must have a battery in it as well, eh? I mean, maybe around Christmas time. But nobody takes... here's why I think Qiyi have nailed the Smartcube with the SC-S. Nobody takes Smartcubes that seriously, that they would dump this much money into one. That's wild. That's wild that the Moyu one is going to be 120 US. No, was it 120 US? Shoot, I've forgotten now. Whoops. The Moyu AI is, I beg your pardon, 73 US. That's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money compared to the Qiyi SC-S. And that's why Qiyi are winning the Smartcube battle, because people don't take Smartcubes that seriously. Just make them good and fun and cheap and relax. All right? That's what I want. Is that unfair? What do you think, chat? You're very quiet on this one. UK Cuber. On reflection, maybe the Qiyi SC-S wasn't that bad. Oh, UK Cuber's in the chat, and we're on Speedcube Shop. If you're Kiwi Cuber, sorry, UK Cuber, drop your code in the chat. UK Cuber just got picked up by Speedcube Shop. Jake Spear, I love the Worm V10, so we'll probably get the Smartcube if people like it. I mean, I suppose I guess it's how much of a V10 fan you are. It is kind of awesome now that we've got the tech in those Smartcubes down to the size of a regular ball core and not the big honking basketball that used to be in the earlier GAN ones. Because it feels just like a Smartcube. Like, I love my Qiyi SC-S. UK Cuber and I will go to the grave fighting about that, but I really like it. Now, shall we call it there? I think we'll call it there on that one. Let's have a look at Not Me Cubes. Let's talk about clock, everyone. I know what you're here for. I know why you're all here. You're here because you love clock and you want to talk about clock. Okay? And that's okay. I'm with you. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look. I think we're going to watch this. It's a 10-minute video. We might not watch the whole thing, but also we might. I don't really know. I'm freestyling, okay? That's what we're up to.
When I began cubing, clock was seen as the black sheep of the WCA, the mad woman in the attic, which we only kept around because it was an original Rubik's puzzle.
The mad woman in the attic. Yo, quick flex.
In the attic, which we only kept around because it was an original Rubik's.
Quick flex. It's not a good flex because I've left it in the shed. I should have brought it in, but I've got a Rubik's clock in the box. I also have a Rubik's Magic in the box as well, in my daft little collection.
Puzzle.
I will also say thank you so much, Not Me Cubes, for letting me watch this video. Oh, he's in the chat. There he is.
Nobody practiced it, and a lot of people wanted it gone.
What is that timer?
So, what happened?
That's OG.
Nowadays, clock is the cool new thing. Everyone is taking a bite out of the clock cake. How did this happen? Well, let's take a trip through time and see what saved this event from extinction.
Sit back, everyone, and listen
Much
to
like
Not Me
Kevin
Cubes
Hayes
tell
did
you a
for
story.
Feet,
Look at
many
the size of that
clock
thing.
influencers
The size of that
against
7x7.
clock. The consensus was, although clock should have never been in the WCA, it would be unfair to those who devoted their lives to the event to remove it. But that didn't deter YouTubers such as Matthew Mayernick, CubeMaster, and Cubing Encoded from making negative videos about the subject.
Boo!
I think that these videos are actually pretty good and raise some valid concerns,
Boo to all of you.
despite the fact that I overall do disagree with them. Clock is really hard to organize due to the custom cube covers and the difficult judging. The hardware was terrible and difficult to turn, and the theory was non-existent. You just learned the beginner's method and that was it. Clock was the only event where it wasn't about colors, rather it was orientation based. People didn't like how it wasn't spectator friendly. You can't tell how a clock solve is going based on what you can see, apparently. And finally,
I will push back on that. I will push back on that. What? Look at this ingenious setup we've got here. Is that a mirror so you can see the computer screen? I love that. Whoever's video this is from back in the day. My take on that is, okay, so the argument is that clock isn't spectator friendly because you can't tell what's going on. Speaking from my own perspective, and again, I'm like a 22 average solver. I'm a very average solver on 3x3. It's hard in a lot of events to see what's going on, you know? Not Me Cubes, Yunhai Low. Is that who had the mirror set up? If so, yeah. That's next level. That is some innovation right there. So yeah, that argument made me go, because like, and so if you take me going, well, it's hard to see a lot of things. I understand a lot of things. And then step back as a non-cuber, if we're all on board with getting more exposure to cubing and getting non-cubers involved. I don't think that's a valid argument, really, you know? Because they're all as unspectator friendly as each other, really. You have to do something different, like a head-to-head setup, to make it more spectator friendly. I think fundamentally you have to change what's going on in terms of how the comps are organized, but that's another discussion for another day. James, 9 clock. You can't even tell if it's solved or not at the end. Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Curious Nick, the World Clock Association will never get rid of clock. Is that a real thing? The World Clock Association?
It's hard to find scramblers due to how unpopular it was. Meyernick applied the marginal benefit concept to the case against clock.
Meyernick really went hard on hating clock.
Hey. Bloated. You can compare it to the state of the modern MCU. There were a lot of good projects.
Love this comparison.
But you have to make your way through so much crap to get to them. The MCU as a whole would probably be much tighter and more streamlined if they released only a few films in Phase 5. Now, I don't really agree with a lot of
that's a deep cut. Points. I don't know enough about the MCU universe. I should get my wife in as a consultant on this one, actually, because she's so deep into it, but I'm like, eh. I remember the first Hulk movie being bad, but that's about the depth of my knowledge.
You can't really see clock and make out what turns are being made. But the same is true for Pyraminx 2x2.
You can't really see clock and you can't really see what things are being made. But we have people like Clicky Studios and Matthew Meyernick's Happy Feet Productions getting the top-down views and improving streaming all the time. I reckon clock top-down would be very exciting to watch. You know? StuCube Clock was the Thor of the Dark World of the WCA. Was that the third Thor movie? That wasn't the Taika Waititi one, right?
The entire solve is done before you even have a chance to comment on it.
What's up, Cubecast?
Also, if we really have to remove an event to make time for other events, I would say 7x7 is probably the best choice because a lot of those skills are transferable to 6x6 and cubing careers aren't really wasted because of it. But the concerns about clock theory judging cube covers, yeah, those are all pretty valid concerns. And because of these concerns, the average cuber probably wouldn't care if clock was removed. But
sad.
All that would change very, very soon. I love
clock. I need to declare a bias here actually as well. So I'm not very competitive in anything really in cubing, but because I'm technically a senior cuber, I'm in a different ranking system now. Since my birthday last year, I'm in a different ranking system. And it turns out I have like OCR potential and clock. There's basically just me and this one other dad, Weilong EU, Elias and Levi's dad. It's basically just me and him battling it out in the dad grade, in the senior cubers part. So I like clock for that.
For those of you who do not know, Tommy Cherry single-handedly changed the course of cubing history by making a single silly little video about a new clock method he made with the help of Benjamin Paul, Lanji Zhang, and Caleb Treffold. This method promised results unlike any other, promising to solve the entire clock in just 7 moves every time.
I first heard of it known as no flip.
The fastest clock method out there. It was going to be the future of clock. The popularization of 7 simul simply would have not been as effective if anyone other than Tommy Cherry posted the video.
Yeah, so Tommy Cherry invented the method and then came in with like swag and people listened to him.
Everyone listened. Over the next few months, he proved that he wasn't just talk. He got a 372 NAR average and a 297 NAR single, improving it at an insane pace, ending it off with a 350 world record average and a...
I'm going to put it out there. I absolutely hate that. I absolutely hate that. It's like, what do you think the judge is there for? What do you think he's doing? What do you think is the only job that they're thinking about? You don't need to remind the judge to flip. And unfortunately, every other little kid who's doing clock now is doing that.
World champion title.
That makes me...
Now everyone knew
that makes me roll my eyes.
Method was. Cubers from all around the
maximum
world
respect to Tommy Cherry
decided to strike. After all, getting top 100 would be easy with this new method, wouldn't it? Let's get on this trend before everyone else does.
The cool cubers. This must be about me.
The two coolest cubers
look out for me in this section.
Decided to main clock. Meet Brendan Dunnigan and Luke Garrett, 2 incredible cubers who made this event much more popular. Their impressive official results, as well as their presence on social media, made thousands of young cubers suddenly interested.
Oh, there's Elias. Elias jump scare.
As their presence on social media made thousands of
Elias jump scare in the comments. Look.
Young cubers suddenly interested in this event. Brendan and Luke consistently uploaded videos about Clock and how cool it was and how fast they were at it. So in the end, how would Clock be an L event when the coolest cubers alive were out here doing it? It also helped that Clock is one of the best events out there for young cubers. Square 1 is super difficult to learn due to how many algorithms there are, and the one-up events are also similar in this regard. Big cubes are hard because they take so long to solve, but Clock doesn't require any algorithms, and that made it a great choice. Now, 7 simul was a great method, but it's not for everyone. What if you don't want to do math? What if you don't like simultaneous?
This starts to go way beyond me now.
Well, the Clock theory scene exploded to match the demand. The YouTuber known as Alice released a video about a potentially good clock method, where there would be no D moves. This was later turned into 7 simul flip, a method that is currently being used by the likes of Reed W. Richardson, Jaden Lin, and Carter Thomas.
Did he say 7 simul flip?
Optimized Pacman, a similar method that removed one of the D moves from flip using a single simultaneous move. She advertised this as the best method if your goal is sub 7. Other no-flip methods, such as Queen, and Grid, were created as cubers really began to experiment with this event. Tetrawaffle created 10-move memless, a method that utilized simultaneous moves without needing any memorization. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, solvers began to create clock blind methods, where you memorized every single 7 simul move in inspection.
Well, that's crazy.
Suddenly we had a lot of transition
I thought that's what it was. I thought 7 simul was just memorizing the whole thing. There's an element of memorizing in 7 simul, right? Or do you just memorize the 7 and then do the corners or something? I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to ask James a question, because didn't we have a variation of no flip or 7 simul that we used here in New Zealand by accident? Was that B Paul? Was that the B Paul variation of no flip? Or was that the B Paul method of 7 simul or something? Oh gosh, there's a lot. Cubalgs, you don't memo the last intuitive moves. Roger. You memorize. Oh, not me, Cubes. You memorize 5 moves for 7 simul. 7 simul flip is extremely easy to learn. You should. I've been told to learn it a few times by most of a lot of the clock. Well, every single clocker on the team. You know. Anyway, let's carry on. I think we are going to do this, everyone.
Could use to move from flip to 7 simul.
So
we had a lot of options for how to go.
What essentially Not Me Cubes is telling us is that
to sift through, and it seemed like the possibilities were limitless.
It's become huge. Out of this one video by Tommy, it became massive and just changed the game.
Matthew Mayernick is a really good live stream commentator. However, he doesn't do clock, and he's gotten records
because he's a hater.
That clock is actually the hardest event to commentate on. I mean, you can't even see the dials.
I can understand that.
Many people believed him, and this opinion went unchallenged. Enter Clock Cup.
Let's go. Big vibes. I remember Clock Cup happening. Were there Kiwis involved in that? Or had we not really got onto it at that stage?
An intense format, high octane
there's Carter Williams.
A wide range of talent and regular streaming made Clock Cup instantly prestigious. Competitors would go head-to-head in a first to 15 wins match. We saw incredibly underrated cubers reach the spotlight for the very first time.
I love that this format became
so
popular and usable after Monkey League.
Everyone was excited.
Laser Monkey straight up changed the game.
The commentators were people who were clockers themselves, instead of, and no offense, Matthew Mayernick. As a result, they were able to make interesting remarks about each solve, such as how well they were turning, which simul move they were on, and whether it was a DNF. It was so clear Clock could be just as spectator-friendly as any other event if you
Did you watch Clock Cup? Tell me in the chat.
With modern camera technology, this commentary would be easy.
I'll be honest, I didn't. Oh, here we go now.
Commentators still had one thing going for them. Clock was hard to organize because you needed custom covers. If you did not have them, you would risk misscrambling. Despite the troubles that organizers go through to prevent pin flips before the solves, records were still disqualified for that reason. More than anything, it felt like it stood in the way of Clock as an event.
We're going to come on to them getting. We're going to come on to it being still a challenge.
Now hit pins in inspection. No more custom cube covers were necessary, and there was no need to gingerly handle the clock during inspection, as most did.
Okay, alright, okay. Here's one I wanted to talk about as well. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Here's one I wanted. Not Me Cube's Watch Clock Cup. I think that's fairly evident. Matthew commented on your video. Funny. Oh, let's go look for that in a second. First of all, what I wanted to say. The pins. I don't know if I love that. I don't know if I love that you can make moves during inspection. It still gives me the creeps. I totally get why. But as Not Me Cubes is going to go on and explain, it has caused an issue, a sort of issue, arguably a kind of cool issue. But it does feel really, really unnatural to be pressing pins, making moves essentially during inspection. Cubalex knows what's coming up. Do we need a poll on this one? Do we need a poll? What would the poll be? No, I don't know if we do actually. Just hit me in the chat. Does it creep you out? It's very strange. I have done it, but every time I do it, I feel a bit like, ooh, what am I doing? Ooh, making moves during inspection. Like it feels, it gives me the creeps, I think, and for reasons I can't fully explain, just because it's so fundamentally against old
on the
rules.
Judges and organizers' behalf. Reactions to this were mixed. Some people thought it was amazing for the clock community, as there would be more and more official rounds of clock worldwide. Others thought it was sacrilegious. What if for a square one solve, people were allowed to move the top and bottom layers in the inspection? That would be kind of weird, right?
That's kind of extrapolating in a wacky way.
In spite of these concerns, the WC went through with the plan, and the regulations were officially changed on January 1st. And
I was really surprised.
Was predictable.
Here we go. The Flood. Double kill. So it begins. Here we go. So this is the twos. Here we go. We're getting, yo, Eddie. Oh, Eddie, the WR average. So what happened here again was Eddie got the world record average, and then I messaged him and said, yo, obviously join the team, Eddie. You're in. And then, like 6 hours later, I can't remember who it was. Someone else got the WR average. I love that Eddie got it at one of the tables with my logo on it as well. So that's good. That's good. He was playing the game long before he was on the team. I don't know what this brown tape is about though. Daniel, is that you? Was that your fault? Well, this is not a vibe. Welcome to New Zealand, everyone. So Eddie got the world record, and then it was beat, unfortunately. Oh, it was Nicholas, was it, James? Is he still? He's still got it, hasn't he? Can't remember. Nicholas Eliasson keatoned him. That's right. I learned about what keatoning was. And now I've forgotten. If anyone wants to explain what keatoning is in the chat. 335, 331. Nicholas, boo. Jaden Lynn, Eddie, Eric. Caleb Wolf Dunn. That's a very cool name. I missed that one, and it looked hard. .52. Eric. 2.52 WR average. And this is potentially the issue.
In terms of the times people are getting, clock is the most rapidly evolving event. And yet, there's still so much to improve on. The hardware is still kind of bad, the fastest clockers are still improving, and more advanced techniques are out there, such as pseudo 7 simul. The clock revolution is not over. It's only getting started, and you can be part of it. Because most of the
this feels like is this a paid ad by Clock?
Are moot now.
Not Me Cubes.
Clock is spectator friendly.
You've been infiltrated by Big Clock.
It's not hard to organize, and it is popular.
That's what I'm feeling.
We have nowhere to go but up. So, What are you waiting for? Go practice clock.
That's so funny.
Join the 303 Solvers Discord. Wait, who said that? So for months at this point, I've been working.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I said to Not Me Cubes I would
video,
give the Discord a shout out.
And if you
I
want
forgot
live
to link
updates
it.
about that video, as well as other projects of mine, you should absolutely join the 303 Solvers Discord. The 303
Okay, so listen everyone, go and watch Not Me Cubes' video, first of all. Alex, no, we're just about to start on Kalindu. Go and watch Not Me Cubes' video and drop a like on it. And then go and join the 3x3 Solvers Discord. Okay? Where? There's Matthew. No offense taken. Oh, that's cute. That's nice. I'll give that a tick. All right, that was cool. Hey, let's get into. No, let's conclude. Let's conclude. Clock's cool. All right, clock's cool. And we will see a 1. We will see a 1. When will we see a 1? This year? Next year? We're going to see a 1. When are we going to... The 1 average is a long time away, but we're going to start seeing plenty of 1s, hey. Plenty of 1s on the horizon for us. Okay. Let's move on.
Solvers Discord isn't just for asking me whether I'll...
Go watch his video. Go join the Discord. And we shall move on to... Everyone. We shall move... Oh, no, that was part of... Oh, wait a minute. No. I was going to look at this... I was going to talk about scrambles, but we're getting kind of behind on time. I really need to kind of go. But there's a post in Cubex's Friends by Daniel Partridge on the 16th of June going into detail about scrambles and things. Like, listen, all right, everyone. Scramble better. Check scrambles better. Just be better, scramblers. All right? That's all. That's all I'll say about that, because we need to move on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and friends beyond the binary, the results are in from the WDC report on a case of cheating in FMC Fewest Move Challenge. And we're going to go through it, okay? We're going to go right through it. We're basically going to take a really, really close look at the report right now, okay? If you don't like the idea of me reading something to you and potentially commenting on it, then see you later, I guess. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look through the report, then we're going to take a look into the documents behind the report as well. Okay. Here we go, everyone. Buckle up. As previously announced, the WCA Disciplinary Committee investigated concerns regarding Kalindu, Sachintha, Wejasundaras, FMC result at Sri Lankan Nationals, FMC 2024, where means of 20.33 and 19.67 were achieved in the first and second rounds, respectively. OMG, WR, let's go. The full investigation has now concluded. The WDC has discovered evidence of the competitor using online tools, Rutrow, and abusing his delegate status, Rutrow, to obtain better results. Oh, that's disappointing, isn't it? I'm going to be using the most devastating dad word that can ever be used, which is that I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. All right, Kalindu, I'm disappointed. Given the unprecedented nature of this case and the extreme breach of trust involved, the WDC spent significant time analysing the case and deliberating on a punishment. Some of the factors the WDC considered include, but are not limited to, his status as a WCA delegate and breaking the trust that comes with that role, that's big things, jeopardising the results of competitions by analysing scrambles prior to the competitions, including the use of third-party software. Ugh. Refusal to confess, even when given clear evidence. Oof. And the potential damage to the reputation of the WUCA, the WCA. The full punishment for Kalindu is as follows. Buckle up, Buttercup, because here we go. A ban of 8 years from competing in all official WCA competitions. Oof. The immediate removal of his role as delegate by the WCA board. Oof. Disqualification, DNF of all results achieved by Kalindu at competitions where he was listed as a delegate. So he's not losing all his results, but he is having all the ones DNF from when he was a delegate, apart from scrambles for the Sri Lankan Nationals 2024, because he didn't handle scrambles. Anyway. The WDC has no reason to doubt the validity of the results obtained by any other competitor at the effective competitions. Phew, so you didn't drag anyone else down with him, at least. Apart from, like, the Sri Lankan cubing community in general, you could argue. WCA delegates hold an incredible amount of responsibility and trust in ensuring fairness at WCA competitions. Any breach of this trust significantly impacts the community locally and globally. The WDC, the WCA board, and the entire WCA staff and community are committed to addressing any violations. Sure. Any actions that compromise these values will not be tolerated and will continue to be addressed appropriately. We also emphasize the importance of transparency and accountability in all WCA operations. We affirm our commitment to these principles with the publication of this report to the general public. The entire report, alongside this conclusion, can be found here. Oh, lovely stuff. Wilson, my dad said he was disappointed in Kalindu and he doesn't even cube. He knows, though. He knows. That's big dad energy. Cubing jail life sentence is crazy. It's basically a cubing jail life sentence, isn't it? 8 years. Wow, not me cubes. A speedcuber could be born at the beginning of his ban, learn cubing, and get WR at the end of his ban. Let's all make a little pact with each other, everyone. Let's check in 8 years' time and check which under 8-year-old Chinese speedcuber currently has the world record, okay? I will see you back here in 8 years. Put it in your diary. And we'll see which Chinese prodigy is currently under 8 years old and killing 3x3 world records. StuCube, Yiheng will be an adult before Kalindu returns to take back his WR. Someone on my Discord the other day was saying, oh, yo, I'll be 23 before he can compete again. And then I did the maths in my head about how old I'd be, and I did not like the results. I did not like it. Cubelgs has got an alarm set. Good on you. Curious Nick still flabbergasted that he thought he could get away with it. Right. Very good point. And that leads us on to the report, everyone. The WCA Disciplinary Committee Investigation Report. Case Investigation on Kalindu. Sachintha Wejasundara. Report. Well, this was interesting. Carter Kukala. I didn't know he was part of this. Sebastiano Toronto. I don't know who he is, so I couldn't be surprised. Okay, there's lots in here, right? And I'm not going to go through this entire document because it's 19 pages long and I don't know how to do FMC, all right? So I can't look into FMC techniques. James, that's disgusting. And I can't really comment on a lot of this stuff. But what I can comment on is what I think are the most important parts. And that's, for me, as a non-FMC pro, Chapter 4, Evidence from the Mallard Logs. What's Mallard? Listen, shut up. We'll get there, all right? We'll explain it. And Chapter 6, The Scramble Generation Dates. In my mind, these are the, like, 2 barrels of the smoking gun in this investigation. Alex says half of it's just solutions anyway, so you're good. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. I will not be looking at Chapter 2, FMC Techniques and Software. Boring. That's James's area of expertise, really. Okay, let's have a look at Chapter 4 on page 7. Yeah, no, I don't really. Solutions and working sheets and video. I don't really want to go too far into that. Evidence from Mallard's logs. Okay, we're gonna fly through this one because this is pretty damning. Okay, in order to determine if Kalindu may have prepared his solutions beforehand, we asked Jonas Balsfullen, the creator of Mallard, to check if the scrambles for Sri Lankan nationals were submitted to this application at any point. Mallard. How do we explain Mallard, James? Mallard is a piece of software that will generate optimal solutions for FMC solves. Correct? So in order to determine if Kalindu may have prepared his solutions beforehand, we asked Jonas Balsfullen, the creator of Mallard, to check if the scrambles for Sri Lankan nationals FMC 2024 were submitted to this application at any point. He confirmed that none of the scrambles had been submitted before their respective attempt took place. Wait, hold on. Later, we decided to ask also about the scrambles for 2 other competitions that were held before Sri Lankan FMC nationals. Marawila Cubing Challenge 24 and Rajarata Cubing Challenge 24. These competitions had one fewest FMC attempt each, and Kalindu obtained results in 24 and 22 respectively. Pretty good results. Kalindu was the only delegate at these competitions. We were able to determine that the scramble for Marawila Cubing Challenge, March 9th and 10th, appears in Mallard's logs for the first time on the 6th of March. That's 4 days before the competition. Similarly, the scramble for Rajarata Cubing Challenge on March 16th appears on the 13th. This shows beyond any reasonable doubt that there has been a scramble leak for these 2 competitions, and Kalindu, as the only listed delegate, is to be held responsible for it. Oof. Oof. Okay? Big oof. That's pretty concrete proof. Clearing this up, Parabola. Mallard doesn't generate optimal, it generates optimal that a human is able to find. Okay. Nissi generates optimal. Okay, cool. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Oh, I don't understand what's going on here, though. It says up in this top chapter, he confirmed that none of the scrambles had been submitted before their respective attempt took place. But that's specifically about Sri Lankan nationals. Right, okay, so Sri Lankan nationals, there's no evidence of that, but these other 2 competitions, there is. Right. Yeah, StuCube's bringing up an interesting point that we're going to get to, right? So that's chapter 4, the Mallard logs. And then, here we go. Chapter 6, right? Here we go. When we communicated, so chapter 6, the scramble generation dates. When we communicated the sanctions to Kalindu, we also asked if he could provide us with the scramble files for his last 3 FMC competitions. We asked for scramble files because they contain the date of the scramble generation in 3 distinct locations. The JSON file, the PDF files, and the metadata of those PDF files. These files could therefore provide additional evidence against Kalindu, or on the contrary, evidence for his innocence. While the JSON files are easy to forge by editing the date, I hope you're not taking notes, everyone. It is much more difficult, though not impossible, for PDF files. Kalindu sent us the JSON files only. Sus. That's really sus. We are fairly certain that Kalindu did not edit the files before sending to us. Indeed, they show the following generation dates, which directly contradict his claims. Oh, so not only did he submit the most sussy files, he didn't actually mess with them. So that's weird. James, I find the wording of this bit super funny. There are some interesting... Yeah, it's not without its challenges, this document, in terms of understanding it, but it's... It's complicated. It is complicated. We are fairly certain that Kalindu did not edit these files. Indeed, they show the following generation dates, which directly contradict his claims. And here we go. Look at this. This is really disappointing. Yeah, James, I find the wording of this bit super funny. There are 3 files. One's easily editable. That's the only one he sent. Lol, he didn't edit though. That is fair. Look at this. This is heartbreaking. The scrambles for Weilong Cubing Challenge 24 were generated on January 26, 43 days before the competition. The scrambles for Rajatara Cubing Challenge were generated on February 4th, 41 days before the competition. The scrambles for Sri Lankan Nationals, we don't have anything about Sri Lankan Nationals in Mallard, but they were generated 43 days before the competition. Now, very, very valid points coming in the chat right now. Egend the scrambles for Marawila and Rajatara, the 2 competitions that scrambles had turn up in the Mallard logs. He generated those 43 days and 41 days before, but as we've just seen, he didn't put those into Mallard until like 3 or 4 days out. Alex Mass bringing up the fair point. When you finish the assignment on the day it's given. Yeah, it looks like that. He had these scrambles forever. These extremely early generation dates caused great concern in the WDC because it's sus. Super sus. Not only do they show beyond any reasonable doubt that Kalindu lied to us, womp womp, disappointed, but they also put the secrecy of the scrambles at risk for these competitions. Disclosing to Kalindu that we did not believe his claims and we were convinced he cheated, we asked him 3 questions. Once again, whether he cheated, whether he leaked or shared the scrambles, and whether he tampered with the scrambles in any way, for example, by filtering them. Don't know what that means. If you know what that means, put it in the chat. Kalindu responded by denying cheating accusations. Curious Nick in the chat does not like that. I don't like that. He responded by denying cheating accusations and any improper use of the scrambles. He later justified the discrepancy on the dates by saying that his device's date and time were incorrectly set 40 days off. Hey, buddy, that's not how the internet works there, guy. I don't think it's physically... I'm not a computer person, but certainly as a Mac boy, which I am, as a Mac boy, you can't connect to the internet without the clock setting itself and the date setting itself. Do not lie to me. James, filtering would be if he genned a whole bunch of sets and only used the easy one. Disappointing. The WDC does not believe this claim because it's stupid. As some websites, including both the WCA site and various Google products, which are used as part of the delicate workflow, would be blocked off due to the SSL TLS certificate expiring during the time frame in question. Can I edit this doc and just add in? Also, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So, Wilson, he's straight up gaslighting the WCA. Yeah. Conclusions. The WDC believes the evidence presented above is sufficient to conclude the following. Kalindu knowingly lied to the WDC about when he genned scrambles, and he submitted FMC scrambles for 2 official competitions to an online tool, Mallard, before the event took place. Considering the above conclusions, in addition to the analysis of Kalindu's solves at Sri Lankan Nationals FMC 24 and his alleged extremely quick progression in FMC, that got everyone's alarm bells going, didn't it? We believe this is sufficient to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Kalindu's results at Sri Lankan Nationals FMC 24 were not obtained legitimately. And then, ironically, he got the world record for... Now, I've got to be careful about this. It's not the longest ban ever, but he got the world record for the longest unconditional ban. StuCube, Kalindu actually has the car from Back to the Future, so it's understandable that he submitted them 40 days before. He was hitting 88 miles an hour and just turning back time. He had Doc there with him. All the other ones were there too. He charged up the flux capacitor, travelled 40 days back in time. I'm not going into the solutions. Dang, so 8 years. What is the longest ban? Oh, Wilson, I'm glad you asked, because let's go. Here's something fun. Here's something fun you can do this afternoon, everyone. Something fun. You can go to the World Cube Association, then you can go to disciplinary log. And you can have a look through all the old things. Let's search for the word ban. A lot of this is Jesus. A lot of this. I shouldn't drink 7-Up on stream. This was a bad choice. Oh, James has got it in the chat. Matches Cootie is the longest ban so far, but he has a conditional ban. He's allowed to come back once certain conditions are met, beyond just waiting until the end of the ban. I believe he yoinked some prize money. Was that the person who did turns and inspection? What does he think he's solving? Clock? He was doing turns and inspection. So you can go into the disciplinary log right now and you can have a look through all the bans, which is pretty fun. And you can dive deep into the reports and look at all the times they were asking for applicants. I mean, you know what I would like to say actually. What I would like to say is a massive good on ya to our people here who did this report, who did this work. Carter Kukala and Sebastiano Tronto. I want to give a big hey, what's up? Nice job, everyone. Good on you, champions, to Carter Kukala and Sebastiano Tronto, because it's an unenviable job being on the WDC, isn't it? You know, nobody really wants that job, but these guys did it, and they're probably volunteers because most people on the WCA are volunteers. Oh, John Baxter coming in with the defense. Date time can be spoofed on a computer? On the computer? Not if you're using the websites that he was using to generate the scrambles, I think, John. I think that's the case they were making. Wilson, I can find all the cheaters now. Yeah, you can, buddy. Have fun with that. It's a good page. Anarin, welcome along. Lovely to have you all here. Alex Mass, also in related news, I did see this. A big YouTuber, Carl Jobst, is making a video on this FMC scandal now. Anarin with the hot take. I expect it to be awful. I expect it to be awful. It will be really unkind to cubers in general. I honestly don't recommend watching it because it'll hurt your feelings, I think. It will be... Yeah, given everything I've seen Carl Jobs talk about in regard to it so far, it will not, I don't think, put any of us in a good light. He's just going to call us nerds, I think, is my vibe. And I'm not really down with that. We can call each other nerds. That's fine. But hey, if you're not in the crew, just you watch yourself, Carl, alright? That's all I'm saying. Daniel is suggesting that Noah Swore might be helping with it. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming that's a cuber. I think that's it for today, everyone. I'm gonna go. I need to go and get firewood. I've got so many things to do. I need to do my shipping as well. Good grief, I haven't done my shipping today because I had to go. This is the dad life. It's great, isn't it, everyone? Be a dad, everyone. You have to get up at 5 in the morning to read the school board reports before the school board meeting. Then you have to feed everyone and take them to school. Then you have to talk to teachers about stuff, and then you have to go and fill a trailer up with firewood. And then by the time I've done that, school will finish. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for watching the videos that I put up. You know what you could do for me this week, everyone? Share a video. Share a video on your feed. If you've got access to share a video on your, on your YouTube feed, do that for me. If you see a clip come up, because I'm doing like basically like a video per day at the moment, which is pretty fun. Just share one of my videos that you like. Spread the love. I'm trying to hit 3,500 subscribers. So if anyone's watching right now that isn't subscribed, if you click subscribe, then something magic will happen on the screen. And then that'll be that. AOS has just joined. I'll give you a link to the report, bud. Hold on. I'll give you a link. Hold up. No, go back, goober. Here's the link. Boink. There you go. That's the link to the report, and I suggest you click on this part down the bottom that says the entire report can be found here, because that's where we really get into the meat of it. Wilson, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Beyblade bros. Right, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye, everyone. It's been a time, hasn't it? It's been great. Don't forget to shop at speedcube.co.nz if you live in New Zealand and Australia. All right. If you live in Australia and New Zealand, buy your cubes from there. If you like cube merch that doesn't suck butts, then go to lastlayercubing.com. Buy yourself a cool shirt. Buy yourself a mug. And when you're buying cubes from me, also don't forget to get cube sauce. It's blue again. Cube sauce is blue again. And now it's on the floor, which means that I can now add colors to the other cube sauce range as well, because I found pigment that actually works. So that's good, hey. Aye, there we go. Beyblade Bros subscribed and made the thing happen on the screen. See? It's worth it. It's worth it. It validates me, and it makes graphics happen. Thank you, Beyblade Brothers. I appreciate it. Not Me Cubes. Best cubing stream series on YouTube right now. I appreciate that. Super appreciate it. See you, John. See you, team. I am now... I don't have an outro. Have you noticed?